So with that complete, let's have a look at the teams. The big calls for this one. Jack Wellsby, of course, captain, starts at fullback. Mikey Lewis comes into the halves as standoff. Darryl Clark gets the nod at hooker, and Matty Lees and Tom Burgess will take the fight to the Tongans early doors. And some fight it will need to be as well. One of the biggest packs in World Rugby League. Added for Noah Blake, possibly the best prop in the world. Moeaki Fotuaika alongside him. And there's plenty of punch in the back row too, with Tyson Frizzell making his Tonga debut. And now the moment that many fans and viewers around the world will have been waiting for. The Tongans' cultural performance, the Sipitao. Sparkingly stuff. That is the ceremony complete. Now we are in for a test match. England against Tonga, the first of a 3-test series. As we were saying, history being made here. The Tongans having emerged as a power on the Rugby League stage. Now looking to take it to their host this afternoon. Sean Wayne's side have had one test warm-up for this one in 2023, beating France. The Tongans haven't come together as a unit since that defeat by Samoa in the quarterfinals. Big pressure on Mikey Lewis this afternoon. He might be something of an unknown quantity to some of those Tonga players. Certainly mercurial, certainly capable of moments of magic. But he knows that this Tonga side is going to bring plenty of punch. Isaiah Katoa, lots of skill. So Liam Moore is our referee for this one. Game one of a 3-match test series. England against Tonga. And it will be the Tongans who get us underway. Shake of the hand for Isaiah Katoa. Christian Wolfen, former England and Great Britain international Paul Wellens, worked together across those 3 years at St Helens. Wellens now the main man here, and then over in the box, Sean Wayne and Lee Breers. What a brains trust on both sides of the coin we have. But it's all about the players here now. The game plans have been laid out.
Stand on, mate.
The test is about to begin.
Yeah, good to go. Stay
A
behind,
little
boys.
later than advertised, but we are underway.
Shot floor.
As Isaiah Katoa launches it downfield. England will get first dibs of the ball. Time to introduce my colleagues for this one. Jonathan Davies, former Great Britain international, and former New Zealand international, Robbie Hunter-Paul. We've been waiting for this, haven't we? This has been on the radar for some time, and finally we're here.
Yeah, it's a great contest, and the uncertainty, adds to that. I think, we haven't seen neither of these sides perform so far, for such a long time. It'll be interesting to see who gives the halfbacks the direction and where they play the game.
I think Tonga, for me, they'll be looking to put those ghosts to rest from what they saw as a disappointing World Cup last year. I think Christian Wolf has been outspoken about putting those ghosts to rest, and they'll be coming here to play 3 series, and I'm thinking in their mind's eye they'll want to win every single one of these games. They've got the biggest, you could argue that they've got the biggest, most dynamic forward pack in the world of rugby league, and they're going to put that to the test. But for me, the first time, this is the greatest ever spine I've ever seen in Tonga. With Lolo Hare's experience, and we've now got Isaiah Katoa in the halves as well, 22 games in the NRL, that does massive, massive things. He's the next big thing that they're talking about down there in the NRL. He want to prove himself on the international stage.
Saliva Havili is the man dishing the ball up, and it's Kafusi who takes it in. Dolphins player, worked with Christian Wolf this year alongside Wayne Bennett, of course, and a bone cruncher. I think that's going to be the tone set. Adding for Noah Blake. Certainly no standing on ceremony from England when he carts it forward. So Tonga finishing their set just inside England territory here on the back of Fotuaika's carry. Katoa gets the kick away under pressure from Darryl Clark, and that should be fielded at the back here by Tom Johnston, and it's a welcome return to the international scene for him. Had that hat-trick on debut in 2018, and he's had to wait his time.
Yeah, I think hopefully we'll see him with ball in hand and with some opportunities, but I think boys in studio mentioned that the halfbacks are inexperienced, they're young, they're new to the international game. I'll be interested to see who's going to be on the ball under their passes. To be honest, they need direction from them, and then they need pace out wide.
I think it's one of the luxuries of being young. You can play a little ignorantly and just take the line on, have no fear, and just have a dig.
First mistake.
Yeah, Tonga got it back, and it's Elliot Whitehead who's an unlikely source of the error.
I'll say this, I was out there on the pitch, as we saw earlier, just before kickoff. It is very slippery out there. This ground has taken an absolute hammering over the past 24 hours, as the whole UK has, and expect the ball to be quite slippery.
Tyson Frizzell took a little tip on that time from Fanua Blake, then gets an offload away. Havili tiptoeing through the tacklers. Tonga setting themselves up for something here.
Yeah, England are going to need to make that first bit of contact. They're going to need to latch onto the ball and make sure that they don't let this team get offloads. It's got to be too tiring if they do.
Katoa got the ball away. Apawati swamped. Havili back in position. Plenty of willing carriers, and it's Kafusi who's done so. Within range, last one in the set here for the Tongans. Havili. Katoa bites into the line. Really good hands there from Harry Smith.
That's great. He read the defence very, very well. He came up and spotted and stopped the ball going wide, and then he caught that kick. But I think he'll be instrumental. The kicking game, where England don't want to play this game, they don't want the big Tongan players in their own red zone. That's what they got to do. Is they've kicked early on the first time they had the ball. Let's see what happens this time.
I think it's going to be a tough early period for both Mikey Lewis and Harry Smith. I think with Kolomatangi out on the right edge, going to get at Harry Smith in the opening, I think, as well as Tyson Frizzell getting at Mikey Lewis on the left-hand side of the field.
Good kick from Smith. Saw some space in behind.
Again, an early kick again on the fourth.
Yeah, and a bit of a hesitant pick up there at the back.
Great hit.
And England didn't miss
Burgess
on the chase. Yeah, Tom Burgess. Mikey Lewis certainly getting himself involved, not standing on ceremony by any means. So Tonga midway inside their own half here. Havili to the way to Stafford Toa, who's again busied himself. As this Tongan side, no Jason Taumalolo, no David Fafita, but there's still plenty of power within the ranks as Katoa this time launches the kick downfield again. That's a decent claim for Tom Johnston, and a little bit of space as the chase converges.
Yeah, it's interesting. Tonga kicking early, and so are England. Both teams are playing that masterful game of field position. Get down there, try and force an error, and then you can start playing rugby league.
It'll be an arm wrestle. This game will be an arm wrestle. Try and get field position. That's key. Discipline and no mistakes. That's what's needed the first 20 minutes.
Nice play by Newman. Got an offload away to Clark. Now they can maybe open the field up here with King. Tonga though, oh, absolute rocker of a tackle that time. Smith runs into Kolo Matangi. Tonga stiffening up defensively here. Wellesby through the hands from Radley onto Burgess.
Move Felice! Back up, boys.
England looking to make dents in that Tonga line, the softening up period. Radley, lovely ball out the back. Lewis, Bateman took it flat. England not scared of throwing the ball around here. Clark, Radley, such a good link between forwards and backs as that kick goes high from Smith. That's a tester. England have come down with it. And in the end, Whitehead just ran out of space.
Yeah, that's where they're going to put the kick. You know, you see the winger there, he just put his hands up, the sun was in his eyes, that's what they've got to target. Good set by England.
It's going to be a really interesting matchup between Isaiah Katoa and Harry Smith today. Both of them are kicking maestros. They like to box kick, they like to put the ball in pinpoint precision kicking out into both corners. I was going to see which one of the teams actually gives up the ghost too early. It's all about kick chase, and kick pressure in your defense.
Here comes Lollahare, fishes the ball out wide to Sully, and we saw in the World Cup that give him a broken line and he can hit the gas pretty sharpish. Lollahare again with a carry. Tyson Frizzell waits for the ball to be played. Papawate punched up again here by the Tongans, but they are finishing their set inside their own half, so England might just sense this as a bit of a defensive win as Katoa goes airborne again. And they're kicking to Tom Johnston, but at the moment they haven't been able to pin him.
No, they're getting down there in good numbers. I think they're rather than over chasing, what they're trying to do is just smooth up their line. They're willing to be able to, you know, just accept that Tom Johnston will get to the 20-meter line, to the 30-meter line, and just try and put it down to their defense at Tonga. But, you know, England are matching it. They're hungry, they're getting into position really early, really nicely, really smoothly, and getting forward well.
Burgess, up the jumper. He was short that time. Didn't miss, did Fotowaki.
This is
a lovely step from Lewis. This one he's in the team for. Oh, he's dead fast, his man! Mikey Lewis! Tracked down by Stoffator, but look at the position that England have got here. Clark, so many numbers on that left-hand side. Bradley with the pass. Kick for the win! And England are in! 8 minutes gone. Beautifully worked. And it all came from Mikey Lewis's bewitching footwork.
And we're just going to say, defences are on top at the moment. They're slowing the play the ball down, so there's a lack of creativity. But you can't do nothing for individual brilliance. What a break. Mickey Lewis just had a little look, cut inside, saw the gap, accelerated, went round the full back, just got caught. But they had so many numbers on the left-hand side. Tonga couldn't get back, they all congregated around the play the ball. Just watch, nothing on you, one-on-one, spots, they break early. Frizzell goes too early, overreads it, and he's away, he comes inside, does a brilliant break. They don't panic, just watch. Radley is there orchestrating things. First man, he comes in, there's the pass. Easy read, simple try. Well done, England.
And it's one of the benefits of players not really knowing about you with Mikey Lewis. You know, somewhere down the line, they're going to say, this is a player that we need to watch. So defensively, everyone gets excited when he's set up to get the ball. But there, they just went to sleep in the middle of the park, right foot step through the middle. And then when you have a player like Victor Radley, you don't even need a halfback. He's created a new player in the spine of the team. The way he plays his loose forward position, he organizes people around him. He's a threat when he's got the ball in the hand. But then when he can see space, he can hit a ball, make a pass like a halfback, and he absolutely nailed it.
So Harry Smith lining up the kick. He admitted he has been working with a kicking coach. His kicking out of hand is exceptional, and as the grand final loomed, he worked on his game, and it showed at Old Trafford last weekend. As he kicked with precision and calm, and that will be required here. So England have quelled a few nerves with that early score from Toby King. And Smith's kick is good. And the flames go up. So far, so good for England. Just under 10 gone.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch this. Just goes to the line, makes a dummy pass, pumps the ball, pulls the defender in. They had a 5-on-2. I think that the winger, as he come across and he went to tackle Mikey Lewis, I think he got a little bit injured. He couldn't hustle back to the other side of the field, left them exposed, and capitalised. Too much talent there.
No way they're going to regroup.
So Katoa with the restart. Oh, Lewis showing two sides of his game. Stooping catch. Burgess now really taking the game to the Tongans. And England buoyed by a score inside the first 10 minutes, and Victor Radley is the man to guide England forward.
I'll say this about Mikey Lewis. When you get an early touch like this, when there's a lot of expectation on your shoulders, and you get an early touch and you make that break, it boosts you. You then start sniffing. Look at him, he's hungry now. Now he's trying to be a part of it, because when you get in the zone, or the flow is what we call, you just want the ball all the time. He's scoping, he's checking everything out now.
Almost didn't have a dummy half just then. Radley turns it back on the inside, but Matty Lee's halted. You know, under the rib cage stuff from Felice Carfusi. Smith will kick underneath this one. Boate can see Jack Welsby, and there's no sentiment there for his club teammate. Jack Welsby has been doing that all season for Saints.
Yeah, perfectly timed, tackle.
Jeffrey, you'll know about that, being a fullback in the past. It's a lonely place to be, isn't it? And you can hear the footsteps. Yeah,
he just timed it so he knew he wasn't going to challenge for the ball, so he just timed it perfectly. Welsby, man and ball, great set again. Oh, and that's a poor mistake. High tackle, easy yardage now.
Yeah, Will Penasini is a threat on that right edge. Both centres, to be fair, in the shape of Will Penasini and Azizi Suli. There's a penalty here for Tonga, and it just releases that grip that England was starting to build.
Swinging on there, Tom
it does. It spoils it. There wasn't much in that. You see, Tom Burgess's first bit of contact was on the shoulder. The arm just slipped up, and that type of thing can happen when it's a bit muggy underfoot. You know, when it's a bit slippery, you can start reaching with your hands as players change direction on you.
In go the Tongans again. Kula Matangi over on that right edge. Mabili, who led that Sipitao. Finds Potawaika. They'll come forward again. Fanua Blake out the back, Lolohea. Now Tyson Frizzell. Oh, it gets a yard. Pulled down in the end, though, by Harry Newman. Mikey Lewis again involved. Havili going to pick that short side here. Lolohea sees there's nobody home. Big chase on here as Makerton hacks it dead. Tonga spotted. There was space.
Well, they said, Robbie said they're going to target the half-backs, and that's what they're doing. The big back row of Tonga, they're just going to target the half-backs, put pressure on, make them tackle. I think they were short in numbers on the blind side there, England. That's why Welsby went up, and that's where the space was. It's a good reading by Tonga. Lolohea was brilliant there.
Yeah, and that's why we're saying there's a difference. This half-back combination that Tonga has is the best half-back combination in the history of Tongan Rugby League. Smart play, experienced play, identifying opportunities and getting it down there. Being patient as well.
Here comes Fanua Blake. Oh, they wait him. There were around about 4 England players all lining up to put the shot on.
The ball.
A penalty.
On the ball.
Now this will be the first real test for England, I think. They'll be right back near their own 10-metre line with the big Tongan players coming at them. First real test for them. And again, they've had 2 quick penalties there. One, 10 metres from Tongan line, which they then cleared. Then a chip ahead. Just like a repeat set.
So here come the Tongans. Fotuwaika.
Move.
Spotting a sliver of a gap, but it was closed very quickly on him. Katoa moves it on. Fanua Blake now again. Heavyweight fair. There's Darryl Clark and Matty Lees combined to shut the door. Katoa, lovely delay on that pass. Great cut-out ball. Suli with the pass. Here they come again, Tonga.
Good scramble.
Great scramble.
Kola was almost in. Suli. Now Hopawate onto Lolohea. Throwing plenty of shape here. Fanua Blake. They had to make that stick and did. England defending their own goal line now. Havili. Katoa delayed the pass. Hopawate gets it wide. Toa! Very well worked try by Tonga, or is it?
Main tackle
Because Liam Moore
have a try.
is going to send this up to Ben Thaler.
Please, lead runner.
Our video referee for this game, but Tonga might well have scored.
We've got to walk, mate, don't worry.
So live call on field, we have a try. We're looking for obstruction first before we go through to the grounding.
Cool.
Okay, so look at the lead runner where he hits
Beautiful
the
pass. They look at the
England
block
players.
there. That's what they're going to look at.
Number 4 comes in. Can we just go back to that?
There's a problem with the sound on the referee's end. The officials, they're all silent.
If we go back to that, I think
You can't hear them at the moment.
we can go back. We need this nice and
Is
slow.
this
And the
a block
original
or
angle,
not?
the original
I don't
angle
think
was the
that
best.
is.
They've gone to
The
him.
defender's going early for me. They
So
overread
they've
the
gone
play
to,
again.
so I'm happy to play on from
great.
this. So just
Ball
play
out
on
to the
from here.
attack
We're
by
just going
Hoppy.
through
That's a
grounding.
really good finish, I think.
Nice and
Takes the
steady.
ball standing
Not
still. He's got
obstruction.
Wellesby there.
I
Just
need to make
gets
sure
over.
on that side
I think that's a
can
try.
take the field of play.
Just to see the touchdown. That's very good.
Pause
For
it
me,
there.
that
Thank
is
you.
a
I've
clear
now
try.
made my decision.
Cheers, Ben.
Fine one-handed finish in the corner.
Big try.
So start for Toa, who is on debut here. Has had a standout season with the West Tigers. And Tonga have a score. And it's a try for Stafford Toa. And it was very well worked. And England have found that Tonga are more than capable of mounting a response here.
Well, we saw it on the left-hand side of the field, didn't we? Then sitting Tyson Frizzell and Mikey Lewis. But on the right-hand side, what they're doing, Kolomatangi's going there, in at Smith. I think the question mark was over Smith. Toby King definitely comes in, so he's out of the question, whether or not. But you see just there at the end, Harry Smith just leans forward. He leans into the tackle, which basically commits himself to the tackle. The man out the back, play that we see in rugby league so much, to Hopewadi, and then Toa gets his debut try.
That's the problem you get. If you're going to target, they know they're targeting the halfbacks, okay? They're running at Smith, and because the big back rowers are running down those channels, it just draws in Toby King. And if the ball goes behind them or they misread it, there's the overlap on the right-hand side. And they did it effectively, just because of the threat of the 2 second rows.
So a kick from the touchline for Isaiah Katoa. Has he got the distance? Yes. Has he got the accuracy? No. So Tonga not quite able to draw level. England have a narrow lead and a fine try.
Just watch
from
it.
the tourists.
He comes in there, doesn't he, King? He worries about the halfback and the big second row running at him. There's the misread. Out they goes to the right. Very good finish.
Poor read.
And that's it. When Tom Johnston also, when Toby King goes, Tom Johnston's got to go, but he's got to stop Hopewadi. If he's going to come in Hopewadi, it's got to be ball and all. It's one of the. It's a tough place to be. It's a split second. It's an instinctual decision.
That's some restart. Gathered up by Lollahey, who had to drift in to gather it.
One. Move
And the
John,
minute
straight
that,
out. Hold.
Andy Fanua Blake took the ball.
Play on,
He was
Marcus
swamped. Moses Suli now trying to get Tonga on the front foot.
Hold. Goal 2.
6 points to 4. And the Tongans
Move
the ground at the moment
Hold. Goal 3.
on some ferocity. Here comes Kafusi. That's a really
4.
big carry.
Move straight out now.
Got a bit of pace, got a little bit of zip. Havili now taken into the teeth that time by Katoa.
Move, Harry.
Last one.
Back up.
Yeah, good set there with Tonga.
Give him 10
So
boys,
hooked
please.
downfield by Lollahey.
Play on now.
So here they go.
1. Move.
So Wellesby
Get square. Hold, boys. Hold.
stands
Goal 1.
15 metres away from his own posts. Tom Johnston. We're into that good
2.
flow, aren't we? We're into that flow.
Hold the 10 boys.
This
Hold.
game just wanted to break open.
Yeah, a couple of worrying signs here. Just a couple of the England forwards just starting to walk back into the attacking line now. You need to make sure that you stay on your toes. Tonga, on the flip side of that, they're playing a very structured game. They're kicking early. They're getting the defensive line nice and smooth, and they're being very patient.
Tom Burgess
5. Move
tries to
it.
drill forward.
Yeah, they seem to be getting easier yardage, don't they, the Tongans? They're getting easier for the kickers. You know, they're back deep in their own half for that kick.
Smith has pitched that right in front of Will Hopewadi. Eventually, he draws it under control.
1.
So it's a narrow lead for England at the moment.
Hold, mate, hold.
And it's the Tongan forwards who are taking a chance to gulp in some air.
That's it.
2.
We're just talking about the England players walking back. Well, the Tongan boys are walking back now as well.
Yeah, at the moment, Oyaki Fotuaika is in the defensive line.
Well, that's it. We're at the 20-minute mark, right? This is where coaches now starting to look at their big boys in the middle of the park and thinking, should we make some changes, put some fresh meat out there? But I tell you this about Adam Fanua-Blake. He generally plays for the New Zealand Warriors about 70 minutes a game.
Yeah, he won't want to come off, will he? Oh, lovely little tip on into the aforementioned, and he had his arm outstretched, ready to...
Always looking, isn't he?
Yeah, reach that little offload away. Best after contact meters in the NRL this season, which tells you he takes some stopping. Carter on the last. Wellesby underneath it, and now it's his turn. Having dished some out to Hopawate, to get some back in retribution.
Have that.
Nice offload though by King, and that's kept the ball alive here. Drifting, and this is where he's dangerous as Wellesby, but Moses Suli...
That's a good defensive read, that is.
It is, and he had to come up with a ball and all tackle, and he did.
Atkinson, such an important ball carrier for his club. Out of backfield. On home turf for St Helens, John Bateman. Back in the NRL this season, and Tom Burgess off, Chris Hill on. So the first rotation. Lovely ball by Smith. Oh, he's picked out his man. Now we've got a chance to see Johnson in full flight. Tried to go around his man. He was held up just about. And now England on the last hit. What have they got up their sleeves? Smith sends one high. Bateman trying to get in there. In the end, it was well taken.
Unfortunately, not a challenge on the Tongan there. They had to compete for the ball. A lovely break on the left-hand side, creating the space. The pass was beautiful. For the extra man, Johnson made the most of it.
England have got it back here. What a position.
And when we think about Tom Johnson not doing the chip kick, not forcing the pass, this is what it leads to. Being patient, playing out the set, getting a good kick in, and then getting a good defensive set and forcing an error.
Toby King sets a point here for England. Tongan nerves a jangle. Here comes Radley. Lovely short ball, Bateman. He couldn't take it in. And that squirts loose.
Yeah, a little bit of poor communication there.
Scrum, boys.
England chance goes a begging.
Yeah, I think Bateman wasn't expecting it.
Got your active.
That's a shame because that's, they've had really good field position there early in the tackle as well.
Yeah, Mikey Lewis was out the back there, moving at speed as well. And, they had done a great job. John Bateman had run the good lines, pulled in the two Tongan defenders. Mikey Lewis was the right man to head for Victor Radley, just went for the safer option, but it didn't work out.
Heads down. Jack,
Tonga having to play out from their own end of the field, though, here. First quarter has passed. And England at the moment with a narrow advantage.
Move! Hold now. Don't push forward. You're pushing forward.
On
Don't push
their
forward.
first ever tour of the Northern Hemisphere here in England.
Move! Up and square.
And it's they who have possession here. This is the first test, second test next week at Huddersfield, Saturday 2 p.m. on BBC One. Following week, the third test could be a decider. Meanwhile, Tonga have hit top gear here. Driving forward now through Penasini. Pulled down on the 20.
Great work by Victor Radley there. Just getting back to help his defenders.
Katoa into Lolohea. He's swamped.
Oh, great decision by Mikey there.
Yeah, he's having a wow, isn't he, of a game. Last one. Tonga within range. Plenty of shape here. Katoa out the back, Hopawate. Suli tried to double that one through. And it's patted behind by Tommy Makinson. So England under the pump here.
Beautifully kicked through there. Just no numbers created, so best option. Lovely little deft left foot. Get the ball back.
Isn't it a luxury to have that sort of talent outside on the edges? You can take him on. He's a big beast of a man as well. With great footwork, he can take you on, but also with the deft touch just to dribble in, because they're not big in goals here at St Helens. So it has to be just the right amount of weight on that kick, and then get another opportunity, get another chance. Big defensive set here for England.
Smith goes low with the dropout. Bobbles its way through
Keep them low, boys.
to Lolohea. And now Fotuaika plants his feet.
Release
and tries to give
back.
England a spot.
Pushes forward.
Taken forward now by Kohler.
2. Move!
Tonga
Up now,
edging
boys, hold. Come on, Harry.
towards
Hold.
that England red zone. Havili misses out the man for Noah Blake, out the back. Kotoa just got belted.
3.
Had to come in there. I think they had the numbers on the right-hand side again. The wrong read
Wait.
once again for the left-hand side of defence of England.
3.
Havili for Noah Blake, taking it upon himself here
Move!
to
Back
set
up,
the
back up.
platform.
Go 4.
Tonga looking menacing. Lola Hare, no kick pressure there. Ball through fair. His man Tyson Frizzell. And Tonga hit the front. It was another perfectly threaded kick. Tyson Frizzell marks his Tonga debut with a try, and it's the tourists who hit the front.
Brilliant communication there by Frizzell and Lola Hare. I think they just noticed where Welsby is, and it was a planned call. Saw them talking before they play the ball. Just put it through. Just watch. Welsby's on the other side. He's not covering. There's no drifting defender there to cover behind. Just watch it. Welsby goes to the left-hand side of the post. They see that. It's a clear call. Beautifully weighted kick. Simple finish.
And we saw this in the first try. What Tonga did is they brought it to the left. In the first try, they brought it to the left, then opened up the right. What they've done this time, they've taken it to the right, opened up the left, tied Welsby in the middle of the park, and then brought it out to the left. And they've got so many options. You can pass to Tyson Frizzell. You can face ball and out to the back. The fullback's coming around the back. Or you can make that, you can see the space in the back and just dribble it behind. That's some great game management by the Tongan halfbacks at this time.
It's all about
The
awareness.
short kicking game is absolutely having England's life, isn't it? Isaiah Katoa with the kick.
Are we ready?
Taking his time, steadying himself.
Time off.
And those Tonga fans behind the posts on the terrace are
Oh, they love to party,
enjoying
don't
themselves, aren't they?
They just love to party. Just a little micro sea of red.
It's called the Friendly Isles. Tonga, the Friendly Isles. Wasn't very friendly when I went touring there, let me tell you. They battered us.
So Isaiah Katoa to make it a 4-point lead. Victor Radley has also come off for England in the meanwhile.
His work rate's been phenomenal. Victor Radley, you know, takes the ball up, carries the ball and
Stand back
passes. Brilliant defence.
And that is some kick. Some kick from Isaiah Katoa. Squeezes it in. Tonga have the advantage. And Tyson Frizzell backing up his brother Shannon, an All Black try scorer.
Again, it's the awareness, aware of where the opposition is. The winger hasn't dropped back. The full back is out of position. He's on the left-hand side. Lovely dink through. Easy try.
So England wasted no time. Fielded by Hopawate, Chris Hill and Matty Lees slug it out and press him into this soggy turf here. Kotowaika, another back-bending tackle from England.
Come on, Harry. Hold now. Go 2.
Plenty of shoulders, rubbing into ribs. Vanua Blake, oh, that is steamroller stuff from him.
And making good yardage now. Very good
And
yardage.
Fanua Blake has this ridiculous statistic of 80 metres, I think it's 70 to 80 metres per game, metres made after contact. After contact. Most players don't get that throughout the entire game.
Oh,
That's a
and
mistake.
a mistake by Tonga.
Pass forward.
Forward pass gives England
Line, boys. We're doing it.
a chance here on the back of some really quick rook speed, and they were backpedaling, weren't they?
They've been under pressure, haven't they? They have been under pressure.
It just looks like
I don't think that's
Tonga
forwards.
have just changed up their game plan a little bit. They're willing to take a couple of tight shots, and then they're starting to move the ball a little bit wider.
That's a tough call, that is. That is a tough call. A relieving call for England. They need to keep the ball now. Have time with the ball in hand.
Okay,
Try and
boys,
get a
please.
repeat set, get
Heads
a good
in.
kick in.
Wait, mate, wait. Good,
For
mate.
me,
Yeah,
England
good,
are looking a
mate.
little bit tired. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
they
hard
are,
to
they are.
meet, middle for middle. So what you need to do then is start to,
Oh, that's a mistake by Clark. Threw it loose. Ball comes loose.
Yeah.
well, they call it
First one off
mistake-a-thon.
Tonga, England ball. Middle.
And England will get the call here. Darryl Clark gets
Yeah.
away with one.
Yes, mate.
And Tommy
You can
Makinson
make, yeah,
just
but it's
trying
got to
to
be the,
get something
obviously,
to
back row.
Harry Newman there. Trying to maybe keep the cool amongst the England camp here.
Now, what I was saying before, just before you know, that little bit of excitement happened, was England need to take a little bit of control of game management. Maybe just start slow things down and take the wind out of Tonga's sails, because it's definitely in Tonga's advantage at the moment. Start kicking the ball out, slow the game down, play the game at England's pace.
Tom Johnston almost wriggling through. Held up that time by Conor Matangi on that right edge defence of Tonga. There was a bit of push there for England. Morgan Knowles offering that on the shoulder. Chris Hill, oh, he was floored. It was someone out of the NFL, that from Felice Kaufusi.
What a hit.
Into Clark, into Morgan Knowles, who certainly won't take a backward step. And England now
Release!
trying to edge their way towards that 20. Lewis into the teeth, nice hand, Smith. Wellesby runs into a Suli Sayers Rose block.
Slightly laboured there, the passing. Easily read by Tongan defence.
Clark to Smith. This is where he's at his most dangerous, perhaps. Hanging that kick on the goal line. Good chase, even better take.
Great take. Sun's in his eyes. Times the jump perfectly. A lot of traffic there as well.
And this is where England have got to ramp up, and they are.
Don't go early. Hold.
Really applying the squeeze. On the back of that kick taken by Stafford Toya at the back.
I think we're going to see more of that sort of defence from Tonga and up and in. I don't think they're going to allow England to play the lead runner and give the player out the back too much time. I think we're going to see the Tongan players more often than not coming up on the edges and going in.
There he is again.
Yeah, for Noah Blake. You can tell by the stream of England tacklers hanging off him, who it is pretty much on every occasion. That was a little bit scrappy, that play of the ball. Katoa says, I'll launch this.
Give him 10, boys. Give him 10.
Hands up into the hands of Tom Johnston, who will return it here for England.
One. Move.
Have England got the answers to turn this game in their favour? Trailing to this Tonga side at the moment.
Move. On now. Hold.
Mikey Lewis might well be one of the catalysts for that.
3. Move. Up and square.
Knowles lining up into position. Lots of shape on that left-hand side. No, they've gone back towards the middle now. McMeekin is on.
4. 6 again.
Stomping out the meters.
6 again. This is an opportunity.
I think that might be the first one we've had. Here comes Lewis.
1.
They've certainly learnt about the threat of Mikey Lewis, Tonga.
Close him down.
There was no space afforded him that time. Turn back on the inside now for Bateman. Bateman with an offload. Second phase here. Now Smith. Push back on the inside for Wellesby. This is more like it. Switching the angles.
Yeah, should have gone left. Should have gone wider there.
And then England get a penalty. Saliba handing for Noah Blake, isn't it, actually, who's in the ruck there.
Give the ball, mate. Time's off.
You'll be saying, oh, come on, sir, I'm a front rower. Sometimes I get tangled up.
Hit the line.
So England with some choice position here. And plenty of tackles.
Yeah.
McMeekin.
Keep the pressure on now.
Smith's kicking game might well be the key to success here. Back to Smith. This time Whitehead. Matangi. Not sure his progress is halting. Clark drifting. Smith. Oh, lovely little switch of footwork there. Lewis! Oh, that's devastating! Mikey Lewis!
I think he's held up, is he?
Oh, that was beautiful! Mikey Lewis, for the second time in this game, has taken things by the scruff of the neck and given England the position. And we are all square kick to come.
And it looked like a little bit of a disjointed line from the England attacking team. They're all in place, but they're all a lot flatter. But there, come at the hour, come at the man. Mikey Lewis gets the ball in his hand.
There's the extra set.
Yeah, that's it. Everything leads from front rower getting underneath the hands. Ball goes into Harry Smith's hands, out to Mikey Lewis. He's got numbers, he's got options. Tonga come up with that up and in defense, but they got the numbers wrong. Space starts to open up. Players in motion. Mikey Lewis takes the opportunity. Whenever he sniffs the try line, he goes for it.
I tell you what, Lolohea has a wrong read here. He comes in, look, and it causes lack of organisation, and he makes the most of it. His uncertainty out wide. When he's got the ball in hands, he is so dangerous.
Now, the up and in defense does work unless you've got a running threat as a halfback, and that's what Mikey Lewis is. If they keep jumping, he's going to put the pedal, he's just going to put the pedal down. He's going to try and sneak through, put footwork on, and get an opportunity with a one-on-one with a bigger player on the inside. As hard as it is for him to tackle big players, it's hard for big players to tackle him when they're moving in speed.
And they're working well together. Smith, he's like controlling the game, the kicking game, the organisation, and then Mikey Lewis is the running threat. So it's a lovely combination, and it's working well at the moment.
8 to the break. Smith with the kick. And he places it on the tee with the utmost care. Chance to give England the lead here in St Helens. And there are plenty of Tongan flags flying. And there are plenty of St George's crosses on show too. So Harry Smith,
Time back on.
to give England an advantage here. And he arcs it through. Beautifully kicked by Harry Smith. Beautifully scored by Mikey Lewis. You two were players who could seemingly slow the game down and play like that. He seems to be able to do that when he's at full pelt.
He's got the ability, one-on-one. He's got great feet and he's deceptively strong. Just watch, Lollahere's come up, so they're chasing their tails a little bit. They're showing him the outside shoulder, turning the shoulder towards the touchline, and he just exposes that. He cuts on the inside. He's got the power and the pace to get over.
When you're a sidestepper, you're just looking for speed. You're looking for people that make bad decisions. And as Jeffy just pointed out there, Lollahere got himself caught too far inside and upstream. And Mikey Lewis just chewed it up. He loved the space.
Good hit again.
And now England are ramped up here, and so have Tonga, to be fair. Hamish Taylor putting the shot on there with Havili. It was Bateman who carried out a backfield. Now Mike McMeekin, another sizable human being. Plenty of ballast from him. Clark.
Good hit again.
And Tonga have almost been sharpening up the shoulders in that inquisition behind the sticks. Lewis this time with a kick. Drifts that one behind. Hopawate slip. Buys the England chase a bit of time.
And as we thought, there was nothing between these two sides, and the same has happened in the first 33 minutes. Very, very close encounter. Well-matched sides.
That's right. It's ebbed and flowed at different times in the game for 5-minute periods. Both teams have dominated. It's setting up to be a brilliant, brilliant series.
Moses Suli taken down. Havili is the orchestrator here. Hamish Staley taken to ground just short of halfway. Havili out to Katoa, out the back Hopawate. Oh, he went for that line ball.
Yeah, back to 0.
So England couldn't make the ball stick, and Tonga have it back with a fresh set in their grasp. Now they are inside England territory, and that pitch just starting to cut up a bit, given the absolute pounding that the pitch has taken this week. Another absolute weapon here in Tatola. Tavita Tatola stomps his way to the 30. Katoa out of the back, Lollahere. Lovely ball back on the inside for Frizzell.
Great run.
Lovely switch.
He loves that line, Tyson Frizzell.
Oh, and a penalty here for Tonga. Much more signal here.
Yeah, I think they'll go 2 points here.
Like the one down there, we can't play on.
Yeah, they will most likely take the 2, and Jack Wellsby pleading as the captain for some kind of explanation.
He pushed him to the floor, didn't he?
Shove at the rook.
I tell you what, the Tongan team, they know they're in a test match here. As soon as that penalty was given, senior players turned to the bench and said 2 points. They know that they need to take 2 points at every opportunity that they get.
There's some Brains Trust on the bench, and that looks a familiar face behind Paul Wellens. And just before, was that John Hopawate? Looked like John Hopawate.
Some interesting comments by Sean Wayne before the game about the affection.
Paul Wellens.
Paul Wellens. So interesting conversation.
Great stuff. Cheers, mate.
So the kick to come. There's Paul Wellens there is Christian Wolf. So Isaiah Katoa steadying himself to square things up here with a few minutes to the break. And he slots it. So we are level pegging. 3 minutes 46 or so and counting until that half-time hooter. And we are neck and neck.
Yeah, that's a fair reflection of this game. It has been hammer and tong from both teams. I think England came out at the beginning of this half and they met fire with fire. They defended big, but when you do that, you defend in numbers of 2s and 3s. It takes a lot of energy out of it. And I think Tonga were waiting for that, and that's when they just come in and had their period. And now England's turned the corner again.
I think quite interesting game because when they've had the pressure, both sides have returned with points. So, you know, real good game.
That would be a frightening sight, watching that man steamrolling towards you.
Go out the back, this time to Moses Suli. Anthony Blake, as you say, is he just has a swagger about him, and he's brought that today, hasn't he?
He does. The strut is absolutely awesome. I think I hear some John Travolta music going on, Bee Gees music going on in the background.
Yeah, somebody needs staying alive when he's around, because if he's running at you, Kalamatangi runs into traffic.
Tell you what, he's making some great yards after contact as well as Kalamatangi.
Havili into the middle of the field now, and a ramp up here by Seli. Last tackle.
Go 5, play on.
Credit to England. They've diffused plenty of those
Give him 10.
heavy slugs forward.
Play on.
It's a good
Tom
take.
Johnston, though, has to take that on his own
take,
line,
that
doesn't he? And he has that evasive footwork that some of those bigger forwards might not like. And
Yeah, struggling back now, the English forwards. There's a bit of work to be done here with the backs.
So we're looking up at their clock going, come on, half-time, get there.
possibly a set each to come in this last few moments here. Tommy Makerton hit that ball hard.
He does that so well.
He was hit hard equally.
He was.
Harry Newman's turn. Try and unlock the door. And at the moment, there are several big Tongan locks that are keeping you from getting through it. Clark finds a similar treatment. There'll be some sore ribs tomorrow. Smith will kick from just inside his own half. Oh, Spiral's gone up. This is a tester at the back here, and it was pouched with consummate ease there by Kohler.
Didn't take his eye off the ball there. You saw the spiral.
Now it's the Tongan forward pack's turn to walk back.
Yeah, they are begging for the
it's been a
picture,
battle.
aren't they?
It's been a battle.
I think they're all just hanging on the
Absolutely,
halfway line.
take your head off to both forward packs. They've been absolutely giving it to each other.
Don't chop him in, mate. You've no problem. Goal 2.
When the footwork is this soft, it is not an easy day for them.
Yeah, it's like there's no spring, is there? You just sink on this soggy turf, and England meeting out plenty. Likewise, Canoa Blake out the back, Lola here. Scooting forward now by Kohler. Penalty. And it was maybe a tired response, that one from England.
I think that's too far out for him. Got to go for the touchline.
We're only looking at a few seconds there. One of those, one in for a
Stick it in the
Hail
air.
Mary.
It'll be interesting to see if he has a look at it. Yeah, he's having a
Ooh,
go.
he's having a look.
He's having a look.
Yeah, it's
He has got a cannon of a boot on.
Well, we'll soon find out.
It was close.
Need to warm it up.
I reckon it's a fraction.
The last act of this first half, it would seem.
Yeah, most kickers know their yardage. You know, they will have practiced pre-match the yardage. So you must be, confident to get there.
Could you kick that, Tippy? Could you kick it? I'm not talking about now, in your prime.
I know I can do it now.
Was that your yardage?
It's on the cusp, I think. On the cusp.
Ready, boys.
The fields were a lot muddier in your day.
And these balls,
no,
and
yeah,
these balls are
I
light.
mean, this would be glorious for you.
If it's downhill, I got a chance. Like a couple of the pitches I played on, like throw them all
Kicking down the hill or up the hill.
down the hill.
So Isaiah Katoa
Showing
to
our age, we both played
dot the
there.
I's, cross the T's here at the end of this first half. Thoughts of Jonathan Davies at Thrum Hall in his head, no doubt. Isaiah Katoa to give Tonga a half-time advantage as both sides head to the sheds. It's a long way out. It's not going to have the legs, but play will remain active here. One last dig. Wellesby went to kick. This is Hail Mary time now from England. He pushes aside Lola Haya. Can't get the tackle. Ball away. He is tackled. And that brings the first half to a close.
Great first half, I have to say. You know, level and then very equal inside as well. But a very, very, very good first half.
So England find themselves all square after Katoa's miss. But it was some first half, a real slugfest. At times, some moments of quality, particularly from Mikey Lewis on debut. Likewise, Stafford Toa for the Tongans. A proper test match, a real test series. 12 apiece at half-time. Tanya is with Tonga's Felice Kavusi.
Felice, they're just saying in commentary, this is a real test match, isn't it?
Sure is. Just gone on the score lines, 12-all. Had a chance to go ahead, but some good footy being played.
What's the arm wrestle like out there for you?
It's tough. No one wants to give an inch, and obviously really physical, so a bit of a match-up in the middle.
And what did you know about Mikey Lewis before this?
Nothing more, but we do now. Holy.
Felice, thanks for your time. If we can just bring in Jack Wellesby very quickly, the England captain. Jack, I know you want to get back in the sheds. They've punished you, haven't you, for the mistakes, the tries, the points for them have come off for errors.
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon our discipline's probably let us down as well. I think we need to tighten everything up, get good collisions, and we'll be on top of it. I think when we've been down there, we can see how fatigued they are, so we just need to recreate that.
Cheers, Jack.
Well, as they've said in commentary, that is a real test match, that 12 points all at half-time. Jamie, England have only ever been behind twice under Sean Wayne's management, and both times they've lost those games. So they've got a real fight on their hands here.
Yeah, they've a hell of a fight on their hand. I think it's been a very high-quality game. We wanted a test match. We spoke beforehand that we couldn't decide who was going to win this game. It was going to be exceptionally close. It's been extremely physical, both sides. Tonga have brought skill and structure, what we know they bring. And England have brought that passion, maybe too many mistakes, but the debutants have been outstanding for England, I thought.
Yeah, we spent a lot of pre-match talking about half-backs and what we were expecting from both of them, and whether Harry Smith might, along with Mikey Lewis, get some of the help that he gets at Wigan.
Yeah, we said about Field and French at Wigan for Harry Smith, and they provide so much of a running threat, meaning there's no pressure on Harry Smith to run the ball well. Look, the combination of Harry Smith and Mikey Lewis, I thought was standout there at the start of the game. Harry Smith was doing exactly what he was doing in the grand final for Wigan, and that's just being disciplined, selecting his kicks wisely, and just getting into the game through kicking the ball. A few nice touches that just built his performance into this game. And not only that, England commit to chasing his kicks as well. That's the other part of the kicking game that needs to be accurate. Now the piece of magic, the piece of stardust that's sprinkled on this first half was Mikey Lewis. What a performance from him.
This is as good as it gets. I mean, if you played 20 or 30 test match, you'd be pleased with that for your opening run with the ball. And then it just gets to a man who was everywhere, I thought, at the start, Victor Radley, who sums up the situation brilliantly well, finds a great pass to put King in the corner.
Yeah, and it was Tonga just didn't quite get back on task quick enough. Kola Matangi just sits back, and that gives Radley time to pick his pass to Toby King. But that was built through the discipline from Harry Smith to kick the ball accurately, and then the running threat of Mikey Lewis, which was just standout good for England in that first half.
Yeah, they complement each other beautifully, don't they? He's consistent, he's calm as Smith. Mikey Lewis has got a bit of X factor about him. There's a little bit of spark every time he gets the ball.
And Kafusi's interview is interesting. They knew nothing of him.
Yeah, it always happens that though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
You know, I think players who've not been played before, not been in the NRL, get disrespected a little bit, I think.
We'll look at Mike Lewis's try itself in a little while. You talk about Harry Smith's discipline. Ill discipline has cost England at times.
Yeah, it was a high tackle from Tom Burgess, and this just started a period in the game where England couldn't put maybe 4 or 5 minutes together without either making an error or conceding a penalty. Mikey Lewis, who I thought was exceptional, ball steal, it was a penalty. And all that you're doing is inviting Tonga, who are, as we said, ever improving in terms of structurally breaking teams down into the game, and it led to this, Mark, where you just get the England 3-man, which is Harry Smith, challenged by structure and shape. We showed before the game that Tonga were going to do that. They do it here, and Harry Smith and Toby King just get too interested. I'm calling Matangai.
Yeah, it's a good line from him, but it's a poor read from the both of them. I think King's too honest. If King falls over then, I think he might get a bit of a chance once there was an obstruction. But this came off the back of...
Whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Is the big tough Jamie Peacock suggesting simulation?
Take it down.
He's got a chance of falling over there. I think if he decides to do that, I wouldn't worry him doing that. I wouldn't worry him doing that.
I always said he used to do that when he played against Leeds. Always taking dive. Divey Peacock was his nickname.
Once they had that foothold, though, then they created more and more pressure and they didn't let England get out.
Yeah, and I thought we saw some sublime skill, didn't we, Jamie? This was exceptional.
This is unbelievable. To execute that kick under that pressure with such a deft touch. Outstanding. This is what you pay to see, isn't it?
Yeah, just that big of a man with such a soft touch was incredible. This is interesting, Jim. You picked up on Jack Wellesby's positioning.
Yeah, Jack Wellesby, I think he comes on the wrong side of the pitch here, and this is what we spoke about, the ability of Tonga just to recognise and sum up situations there. That rugby league expertise, and then it's just a great kick.
And Tuilola is a master at short kicking. He does it for Huddersfield Giants in Super League. He understands that Jack Wellesby's out of position and not behind the line covering that kick. And it's a kick for an intended chase from Frizzell, executed perfectly. It was built from the pressure from the Suli kick and then the execution from Tuilola, which was exceptional on the end of it. And it was ominous signs at that moment for England.
Yeah, I just think England went through a 20-minute period where they looked like the team that played against Samoa, where they lost the detail, were a little bit sloppy, lost concentration, and allowed Tonga back into the game.
What they do have, though, England, or what they have had today, is someone he's provided a spark, hasn't he? And it gets people off their seats. And, you know, if people don't watch a lot of rugby league but watch international rugby league with us here, he'll be the one that they're talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, get excited about two young men doing the job very well. The first port of call's Harry Smith. Like, there's nothing breathtaking about what he does, but he fixes defenders and he creates an opportunity for Mikey Lewis to get into some space. And once Mikey Lewis has space, his running style and his ability to beat defenders is self-evident. But I love his combination with Harry Smith. Harry Smith drifts across the field, and it's all again targeting that third-in defender, which is Tuilola. He gets attracted to Chris Hill, then Lewis is in space, JP.
And once Lewis is in space, you know what Lewis has got? He's got swagger. He wants to make things happen, doesn't he? Every time you watched him in Super League, if you've never seen him before, he plays like somebody who belies his age, 21 years of age, plays like someone who's played 300 games and wants to make things happen. He don't care he's playing against Tonga. Give me the ball, I'll score a try.
Yeah, he gets excited about showing people up.
Yeah.
He wants to show defenders up. So any runner of the ball, anybody who likes to do what Mikey Lewis has done in this first half, gets a kick out of showing people up, and he's shown some very experienced Tongan defenders up, but he needs Harry Smith to execute and be square and be detailed on the inside of him, and that's what was lovely about that try.
Sean Wayne talking to his England side, 12 points all. Second half is on the way. Here's what's coming your way over the course of this week. Across the BBC, match of the day 2 tonight, highlights of Aston Villa against West Ham. That's at 10:30 on BBC One. The second test is next Saturday, also here on BBC One from 2 o'clock. And the Storyville documentary charting England's journey to winning the Wheelchair World Cup is available now on iPlayer. Also, nominations are open for this year's Unsung Hero Awards for BBC Sports Personality. Max Whitlock has the details.
Making it to the top of your game is the dream for so many people.
Max Whitlock is the Olympic champion.
It's the pinnacle. But to get there, you have to start somewhere a little closer to home. There are community clubs and groups giving people all across the country the opportunity to get involved in sport. These places are led by amazing volunteers who deserve a huge thank you for everything they do. Nominate your unsung hero now for a special Sports Personality of the Year award at bbc.co.uk/unsung hero.
So you can get your votes in for that now, and we're going to next go to a St Helens school here because the Tonga Centre, Will Penasini, visited there this week for a little bit of cultural education.
Let's go. I'm Will, nice to meet you. Usually we would all get in a circle like this. Our leader would stand in the middle and all bind up like shoulders. So we're going to do it today.
Tonga! Come on, guys. Down.
elbow, fist. Tau. It's a different feeling playing for your country. There's obviously a lot more passion in it. Obviously playing for your heritage, and I know a lot of the boys feel it. As soon as we step on that field and we do our sipi dal, we're ready for the game. And I know a lot of the boys will be representing their families, and I know they're proud as well. It was cool to show the kids the sipi dal, which is our war dance, and they got into it, so hopefully we converted some of them to Tongan fans. Everyone come in. I've seen some of the kids, they learned the actions, they're still doing it out there in the playground, so hopefully they're doing it when we're playing England on the weekend. Well, obviously, some of these kids don't know where Tonga was, and they showed it on the map, and we're a very small island compared to obviously this big country like England. And it's great that we come and these kids get to learn our language and what we do and who we're part of and who we're representing. So it puts a smile on our face and it puts a smile on their face as well. Bye! You're Tonga now. See ya, bye! Bang! We're Tonga now. Let's go.
Very nice. Those players there will be on their way back out shortly. Just a few minutes away from the start of the second half. And that man there on that flag is now live with Tanya.
Right, Harold, Conrad, there's a fair amount of love around St Helens for Tonga, isn't there?
Oh, it is, especially from our old mate Wolfie. I think he's like you say, once you're a Saint, you're a Saint, so I think he's back in his hometown, and I think this is his second home now, and I think the St Helens fans are here. Maybe still more for England, but they've got a little bit of soft spot there for Wolfie, so yeah, it's good to see that they're supporting our song as well, so it's great.
And what does it mean to you to be back with your Tonga brothers?
Yeah, so it's one of the best games I've ever been, and I get so emotional talking about it because I always wanted to represent this jersey, but it's the best feeling, and I'm quite lucky and blessed that Wolfie called me. Obviously, the last maybe 2 months of the season, I wasn't be able to play as much as I wanted to, but Wolfie still had faith for me to be around the boys and keep the culture in there as well. So yeah, I'm lucky enough to be in the camp and just to be around those players, man. It's amazing. So yeah.
And what was he saying to the team in there in the dressing room?
I think he's happy, but they still need to pick up a few more things that he wanted to be, especially on our defense. I think England just beat us by a bit there on attacking our attack. So I think Wolfie wanted to change that mentality and attack them while they're attacking. So yeah, hopefully we'll turn around this half and overcome with the win. So yeah.
Connie, lovely to talk to you as ever. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks so much.
Just moments away from the second half. The sporting world, indeed, the country at the moment is remembering the life of Sir Bobby Charlton, who died yesterday at the age of 86. And we just wanted to show you this because there is a remarkably, there is a rugby league connection here. And this is a team sheet from the 70s, which has Bobby Charlton on it from a testimonial. Now, we're not sure whose testimonial. I think it might be Brian Bevan's testimonial, who is on that list as well. But Alex Murphy is on that list. Bobby Charlton's got the 7 shirt, and it just says Manchester United, England, international football star.
Imagine being John Stopford. Just says John Stopford Swinton afterwards. Do you know? International superstar. But yeah, well.
Now, we're not sure whether he actually played or whether he's just on the team sheet, but The Guardian, I think, had this fantastic photo as well. Warrington Guardian from that time, which has Bobby Charlton, if we can find it. Here it is. Bobby Charlton, Alex Murphy on the left
Beautiful
of the photo. Just on the right of Sir Bobby Charlton. That's such a great photo. At a time where all sports people, no matter, even if they were as big as Sir Bobby Charlton, did stuff for each other's sports.
Yeah, it did. I think they were a lot closer to the community then, wasn't they, football? It's not saying they're not now, but I think, yeah, they were all different, and all cricketers knew which other footballer players, rugby players. Yeah, it's an amazing photo. Great bit of history there as well. Yeah. Shame Brian Noble's not here. He would have probably been able to tell us all about it.
He'd have been there somewhere, Brian, wouldn't he? He'd been in the background. Yeah, an amazing picture. And yeah, it reflects on what community sports had and we should maintain, you know, those links between sports better than we do, really.
What do you expect to see from England then in this second half? What do England need to do in this second half?
Produce maybe a 10 or 15 minute period that's clean of penalties and errors that give Tonga possession and some field position. And if they can do that, I believe that they're threatening Tonga enough with the ball to score more points.
I agree with you. They need a period, I think, a bit longer than 15 or 20 minutes. Be clinical, be ruthless, concentrate, and I think they'll beat Tonga.
And if in doubt, fall down and try and get a penalty.
Always.
Remember that. Remember.
Back to you, Matt Newsom.
Cheers, Jabbers. Just seen Tongan Santa there. He'll be hoping to deliver a present for these Tonga players of a first test win. England can spoil the party, the Grinches of this particular festival. The first test, halfway through it, 12 apiece. Nothing between the two teams after that opening 40 minutes. Here at St Helens, where mercifully the rain has gone, the sunshine is out, the skies are blue, the pitch is green, and we are good to go.
Yeah, this should be an exciting 40 minutes. Everything to play for both of these nations. You know, we were just looking at the Tongan players warming up. We still haven't seen the likes of Haumole Olokoatu yet. Massive, massive frame of a man, 6'4". So he'll be put on the field at some point in time to challenge this England team. But John was right. England need to starve Tonga of the ball, give them no free rides if they're going to come away with the win today.
Right, straight up into it from Tonga in this second half. First of a 3-test series. Huddersfield and Leeds to come.
Yeah, it's very important to win this first test. You're in it till the death then.
So Tonga have it. Havili waiting for a slow play of the ball to be completed. Plenty of punch being offered here by Tatola. And as Robbie already mentioned, Olokoatu. Haumole Olokoatu still being readied. At one point he was crouching down, and I think he was still taller than me even at that stage. So Tanya Arnold has got some news for us from pitchside.
Yeah, just the message in the England dressing room. Obviously we heard from Connie about Tonga, but they're just saying their discipline needs to be better. They need to defensively tighten up. They have to control the ball so that they turn the ball over on their own terms, but not unhappy with that first half.
England in possession.
Tell you what, I was impressed with England's first defensive set there. Twice they come up with big hits. They did it in the first half. They set that standard. They showed Tonga that they were going to meet fire with fire in this game. It's whether or not they can keep it up for another 40 minutes. And like what we said, you know, starve them of the ball.
Jonathan Davis, former Great Britain international, and Robbie Hunter-Paul here alongside me for this one as John Bateman crashes his way to halfway. England moving through the gears, they hope. Knowles gets it onto Hill.
I think they've got to spread the ball a little bit wider because they're not getting much change from the Tonga defence, just doing a one-up there. Getting more yardage on when they're spreading it.
Oh, they might get some here. King, lovely pass, Johnston. Oh, he slipped the net here. Oh, it's a forward pass. Just brought to a halt.
Yeah. Another one of those marginal passes there, Jeffy.
Yeah, he's consistent, isn't he? He's pulled both sides up now. Let's see this one. Yeah, that's clearly forward.
Okay, yeah, it comes out of his hands. But I like what England were doing there. You know, you were talking about it not being one-out rugby. With Morgan Knowles on the field, with Chris Hall, with these players, McMeekin, these guys have got that ability just to shift the ball around, shift the defence around. If you try and run through the teeth of Tonga, it's going to be a long day at the office. You're basically going to get smashed into next week. So, play smart, make the move. They're big boys. It'll tire them out moving laterally.
Taken forward here by the Tongans. And they find England's defensive mettle up to scratch at the moment. Another punch forward by Fanua Blake. Still no route through that wall of white. And there's Havili through the hands out the back. Lovely hands out to Colin Matangi. Lovely ball out the back, and here they go. With a fresh air for Penasini. Ooh. Was that played out by Jack Wellsby?
I think he played that.
Yeah. He's trying to tell the referee that he didn't play at it, but yeah, the leg come off the ground. We'll see it in the replay. Not played it.
It's a lovely offload that is.
It's the risk you have. When you do an up and in defense, you've got to come up with the numbers. It's got to be a complete shutdown of the defensive player. And that's what they did there. But they didn't get to Matangi. They didn't stop him. And that's where the risk comes in.
And England slow to hand the ball over. And if you've got Adam Fanua-Blake asking for it, then you don't
give it.
mess about, do you?
You wrap a bow on it as well.
So Havili will step into acting half. Play the ball then. In a strong position here on the back of that work from Tartola.
You can't defend that really, can you, that offload? Very difficult to defend. Beautiful pass. Out the back.
Qatar onto Fanua-Blake. England having to muscle up here. Because the Tonkins are coming, that's for sure. Lollahare's peeled around to this right-hand side. Kotoa takes it into the teeth. Lollahare gets it away. Penasini trying to slip between King and Smith.
Good defence, though. Good defence.
Opawate will be the distributor from the base. Lollahare. Oh, crash ball.
Watch Tyson Frizzell now. He's real deep.
It was Tartola that time. Now Colin Matangi. He's away nearly. Desperate scramble from England.
Ball comes out on the floor.
Desperate scramble again. They isolate Smith. Colin Matangi just tries to get over the top of him. A great defence by England.
And they forced the error in the end by the looks of things.
They're doing that so well, aren't they? Isolating the halfback. Toby King has to make a decision. Does he go out the back? Does he help his halfback out? Well, he ends up in no man's land. And Tonga nearly come away with the try.
Middle, scrum
and ball.
Nobody wants to sack.
Scrum it down in their own end of the field. 12 apiece here. Either side yielding at this stage. As the Tongans, I can't tell whether that's the PA system or the Tongan sound system that they seem to be generating themselves in the car park.
Hey, wherever they travel with music and they travel with colour. They're absolutely brilliant.
It's a Clark from the base of the scrum again. Now it looked a little bit scruffy from England, but
no advantage.
And in fact, it was scruffy enough for them to get a penalty here.
He breaks the scrum early. Yes, mate, yes.
That's a Brazil.
You don't see that very often, do you?
Full penalty, you can repack the scrum.
Makes his appeals.
Okay, mate.
These are penalties you very rarely see in rugby league, isn't it? Breaking the scrum early.
Ball boys, hold!
Yeah, the ball was barely out the channel, was it? So England have it.
Yeah, Colin Matangi was away, wasn't he?
There's Koloa Matangi and To'awa making the challenge at the moment. Chris Hill.
He's having a great game, is Chris Hill. His footwork at the line, he brings players with him, just gives them more of a one-on-one chance.
Knowles, he went to pass and before he could say they got there. Along with Havili, scooped up by Clark. This is the space he likes to exploit. Quick dart from acting half. England moving forward now with some promise. Plenty of shape, plenty of numbers. Wellesby manages to spin off the tackle of Kotoa and he's wrapped up two there. Smith with the kick in behind. Johnston to chase it. Johnston! Oh, so close. Well, he's the master of the acrobatic. Not quite there.
That's a brilliant work by the left-hand side, though. Just Harry Smith, just point accuracy on that kick. Absolutely brilliant.
I tell you, he does well here, Hopewadi as well. He doesn't play for it. He takes a chance.
Hopewadi knows that if he goes for the ball there, it's him that's going to be taken out.
So he stands off, makes a tackle. It's good play.
He's brave, though. He's passed the ball there. As a defender, you're past the man and the ball. Got to be strong to come up with that tackle.
Well, Hapawate does just enough. And England denied the score.
I'd like to see Mikey Lewis having the ball in hand a little bit more.
He's got there, he's good.
Bit of a push there, but Tonga come away with it. I'm still looking down at that bench, wondering when we're going to see Malakawatu, because he's clearly been spared for when it really counts.
Oh, he's prowling the sideline.
Oh, that's a big leg drive that time from Tartola.
Good drive.
6 again on the wing.
Oh, 6 again, big set.
Well, that's a set igniter, that one. And England appealing and complaining to Liam Moore. He had his whistle to his lips for a second there. Thought there might have been a full-on penalty coming, but nothing on that occasion doing. Katoa out the back, Lolohea. Colin Matangi, lovely hands. Oh, Johnston got right in the face of Will Pennicini. Another little flick off left from Colin Matangi. Has anyone told him it's a test match, not a bit of touch football?
It's a little loose here at the moment. Zero tackle again.
It's built into their DNA in the Pacific Islands, the backyard footy stuff.
Well, Matangi looks like he's on Maroubra Beach at the moment. Here comes Pennicini. Snared that time.
Oh, he did well to stay on the field.
He did.
Mike McMeekin tracking him down and hunting him down, and that's a missed pass which missed everybody. Lolohea
This is the
recycles.
loosest I've seen Tonga play.
Yeah, they're cutting loose, aren't they? But England at the moment have the answers defensively. Shape either side.
Only one tackle.
Yep, they'll take it in. Noah Blake finds his front on the back of that. Oh, it's for Noah Blake now into the hands. Katoa out the back. Mapawate! Lovely ball out wide for Toa. England scramble. And there's a little bit of after's here for Colin Matangi. And it's all sparking. Now we're in a test match.
I don't know what happened there.
Matangi come over the top of it. I don't think he liked the treatment that Morgan Knowles gave the winger, pushing him out. It's all calmed down now.
Like a saucepan, just taking off the hob a minute. All cool.
Everyone just take a few deep breaths. Calm that vagus nerve down again. Get that heart rate just cooling a bit.
See what happens here. Again, lovely pass. Great scramble defence again.
Great tackle. Just gets his shoulder on the line there, Morgan Knowles.
I mean, it's a little bit of, you know, a sort of bark down at him, but
yeah,
didn't seem like too much.
I think it was Colin Matangi came in, didn't like the tackle with Knowles, did he?
I think Colin Matangi thought there was more going on than what there was.
Watch this. Comes over the top. That's a fair tackle. He's committed
a little
to
bit
it.
of a verbal.
But you've no need to.
And that's it.
I mean, from Christian Wolf's point of view, he's probably thinking, well, it's brothers looking after each other, but at the same time, discipline, very important.
He can't run in from distance. That's the penalty. Cheers, Adam. There's the penalty.
Noah Blake just having a word with Liam Moore. Anti-England.
No, he's not, mate. He's not. He's been reviewed, Jack.
Look, he's lucky to be on the field still. I think you've seen those given this year. Anything that's instigating, you get 10 minutes. So at least we've still got a full test match on. Fair penalty.
Yeah, if it's a club game,
it took a little bit away from the cover tackle, the quality of the cover tackle. Great lead-up play by Tonga. Great quality cover tackle. And just a reminder, we're in a test match.
Toby King.
Hold me. Hold
that ball forward. Clark finds Burgess back on the field. Chris Hill has made way. Sam Packing.
Move up and square.
Olakawato about to come on. Fearsome stuff here. Awaits England. Bateman. To Sele. And Frizzell on that left edge of Tonga's defence. McMeekin. Now Smith. Wellesby chiming in. King the rattle.
Great tackle.
Will Pennicini.
Oh, you don't want that pass. Up in the air.
Wellesby engages. And he's packaged up with a first-class stamp. Smith belts it. Hopawate underneath it. Whitehead in the frame. Oh, Whitehead jumped. It spooked Tonga here. And in the end, Lolohea has to mop it up.
That's a good kick, that is. A chase, just plenty of hang time. And Whitehead had the opportunity to put pressure on him.
Am I right or wrong? Did Elliot Whitehead not touch that ball?
Not sure.
I'm sure he touches this ball.
Yeah, that's a knock on.
The referee's made a call. I mean, the Tongan players turned to the referee and said, look, he's touched that. He's got a better view than we have. Like, we're looking at a TV screen.
Let's go.
He was 5 meters away.
Come on, mate.
I might just fire Tonga up a bit, that, especially if England come flying off the mark here. Poor Mackie Lewis took that on the full over his shoulder. McMeekin. It's running into a pride of lions as he engaged with that Tonga line. Smith moves it on to Burgess. Matanga being tested out.
Come on, boys. Hold.
England probing. Still all square here. As Wellesby back to Bateman. Skittering run from him. And he meets the shoulders of Kotora, and then a little bit of support comes in. Matanga Penasina.
Yeah, a bit lateral at the moment, England.
Lateral's okay if your other players around you are straightening the ball up and they give options. There's a test of defence.
Well, Morgan Knowles is certainly straightening things up here. 10 metres away, England. Clark waits. Now Smith. Short ball.
Kick.
Last one in the set here. Clark back to Smith. Oh, set restart. That buys England another chance here.
That's a big call, that is. On the last tackle as well.
Another set to 6. Clark absorbed that time of the Tongans. Have to work harder than that to crack this red line. Wellesby.
Another best pass that's taking all the momentum out of the play.
Whitehead hits the deck. But they're in range here again, England. Burgess. Arcing run from him. Again, just switching one side to the other, but not a lot of depth, nothing ready to hit here.
No, they haven't done hardly anything on this set, have they? No organisation whatsoever. Now they're on the last tackle.
Smith does have a little bit of shape. Wellesby, big ball for Johnson! That's perfection!
What the ball that is. What a ball.
Jack Wellesby, master craftsman, England captain, delivers it on a plate for Tom Johnston.
He's got a ball watching here as well, unfortunately.
I mean, there was the question mark. Would Wellesby be playing in the halves? And that's the reason why, because he has that ability. He can come into the line at fullback. He can do the quick gain and
But just
receive.
watch too. I thought the kick was on. Now someone had the call to get wide. It's usually a kick. Smith spots it. It's gone. Just watch him. He's ball watching a little bit there. Toa. He's caught. Just get a pass on the out. It was a brilliant pass.
I mean, that was one of the differences. We just see Tonga. Tonga just had 3 set restarts on the other side of the field, not but 3 minutes ago. England come down here, they get the same opportunity, a little more patient. They played the sets out, they took the opportunity when it came. It did look a little bit mismanaged, but obviously you've got to sometimes sacrifice a set, sacrifice a tackle to set up for your next play. The numbers were good, a little bit of individual brilliance, being able to spot the man. Tom Johnston holding his line. The try doesn't happen if he doesn't hold that line, and the pass was pinpoint accurate.
So England deliver. A moment of sheer class. Harry Smith just to make it perfect. 2 from 2 so far. And it's party time for some of the England fans. Harry Smith at the moment putting all that emotion, elation to one side. It's a sharpen up and focus moment. Just infield. Harry Smith, part of that brains trust for England to boot them into a converted score lead, and he's pulled that one across the face. So no extras for England, but they do have the lead.
Yeah, brilliant by England, I have to say. Just watch the pass. Forget the defensive lap for the winger. That pass, just chuck it on the outside shoulder, get on the arc. Beautiful try.
I mean, that pass, he's not passing to a man there, he's passing into the space, isn't he? The man's job to get to the space. But what have we seen in this opening 50 minutes so far? So far, 55 minutes, the team that scores, there's always a response by the opposition.
Scruffy as anything.
Yeah, that's a poor mistake. That's a poor mistake. And the sun is in their eyes.
Cheers, mate.
We just said there's a response by the opposition. Is this going to be Tonga's response?
Right, let's get down to pitch side. Tiny's got some news for us.
Yeah, Tyson Frizzell's come off with a slight ankle injury. The doctor said he's pinched it. He's got, you can give him painkillers. They're going to see if he can work it off to come back on.
Two markers in.
Pinched ankle.
Play the ball there, mate.
Never heard
A
that
bit of a
before.
nerve or something, I don't know.
Must be.
Back up, boys, please. Come
This
on.
is a real position.
Hit the line, England.
Yes.
Tonga.
Okay, mate, let's go. Go.
You sense that Kalamatangi is going to want to get involved here, but it's Sele who takes that first hit up. Kalamatangi lurking, Fotuaika lurking. Tonga's big boys waiting to get involved. And they're almost in that time.
And Kawatu, he's lining up.
They're going to go out the back to Kotoa. Oh, nice footwork, trying to do to England what Mikey Lewis has done to them. This time, it's Teopa, who's in the acting half. He is the player from the base of that rook, trying to get a man away, and he's almost away. Alakuatu, the behemoth, loitering. Out the back, Fotuaika, Kotoa. Oh, the pass is loose. Johnson swooping. In the end, Kola got it.
Only just got it as well. Only just got it.
It was Toa, wasn't it, actually, as Kotoa goes high. This time Koala will try and get involved. The ball bounces loose. England swoop with it. But Tommy Makinson,
Back on, no advantage.
was back here.
That's good defence by England. Poor pass just kills the play.
Yeah, I think Christian Wolf would have been disappointed with Tonga's response and opportunity there. There's an opportunity missed. Halves just not talking to each other. One of them getting caught early on in the set and just losing their shape and their numbers. But great defense by England. They had to hustle.
One. Movement. Don't go early.
Makinson that time.
Hold. Go
down.
one. You've got early, mate.
Lewis. Bring that up to Johnston.
Two.
As is customary
Move,
these days, the
hold.
wingers.
Goal, two, good.
No parading on the flanks. They've got to get involved.
Yeah, that's what they've got to do. They get easier yardage, going a little bit wider.
Morgan knows that time. Simon Meakin this time. Trying to plunder yards from this Tonga side who are smarting in their attempts.
Gone 10.
Clark.
5.
Will be playing here next season as a Saints player.
Goal, 5.
Placing
Square up,
the
boys.
certainly considerable boots of James Roby. Kick goes up for England. At the back, Hopawate. And he just bumps off his club teammate, Jack Wellesby there.
Move, get square.
He'll remind him in pre-season, won't he?
Goal, one, good talk.
Yeah. First day could be a bit tasty.
Shoulder,
Bradley back on for England as well.
Hold. Release him. 2. Hold.
He's immediately involved as he'll look to attack on that short side of Kawatu, but no route through for him. Here comes Lola Hare. This is where a bit dangerous when the field gets a bit broken.
Great defense by England.
Good
They're
chase.
spotting opportunity here. They keep going forward, and look, they've kept Tonga to only 20 metres.
Kotoa with a kick which is angling to the sideline. Wellesby's kept that in play. Oh, and then he was absolutely, he was as brave as any goalkeeper there, right at the feet of Will Penasini.
I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. He just could have let it go, couldn't he? It's never going to be a 40-20.
Right,
I think he got the lines mixed up. I think he got the lines mixed up. I think he did, Jack.
3.
Yeah, no 40-20 that time, but he certainly didn't want to concede whatever it was anyway. As Danny Walker's on for England, set restart. That buys them another set to 6 here.
Yeah, they've had a couple of them in the second half. Just gives them a little bit more pressure on the ball.
England quick around the rook at the moment as Walker on for Clark. Radley, back now to Burgess. Oh, tipped and dumped.
He didn't go far there, did he?
Wellesby likewise. They're hunting. Those Tongans are hunting. They have the bit between their teeth. Here comes McMeekin. That's an equally good carry. Almost drilled his way through the line that time. Walker to Smith. Lewis, now he's got a bit of space. Back on the inside it comes. Newman.
4.
Tonga holding firm.
Hold this steady. Hold. Come on, mate, come on. Hold.
Walker wants a quick play of the ball. Now Radley has a go himself here. Flattened that time by Olakawatu. That'll be Lewis. Oh, he went for a big pass, it bounced down. Still the last says Liam Moore. Walker couldn't gather it in. Radley goes for the kick, chased by Whitehead. Leave the ball. Matangi did it up.
There's some great shadowing by Matangi there. He spotted the opportunity, he spotted the risk, he spotted the threat for Whitehead just pointing, running under, but he was just shadowed all the way off the ball.
Yeah, Mikey Lewis looks so dangerous with the ball in hand.
I think he was a bit frustrated. He didn't realise that Newman had come in off his centre. So when he come out wide, there wasn't enough numbers out there.
Well, they definitely knew about Jack Wellsby before today. Certainly with his exploits for Saints against Penrith in the World Cup Challenge. But Mikey Lewis maybe, as we were saying before, well, quite clearly an unknown quantity from the interview with Felisa Kofusi at half-time. And he has stamped his authority on the international stage here. Through the hands, Tonga Matangi. Penisini down this right edge. England's defence again.
Easy for England there.
Matangi certainly has a bit of finesse about him for all that raw-boned power. Bit of a pirouette that time. Lollahey. Oh, he slipped as that kick went off his boot. Makinson behind it. And did very well.
Yeah, good take again. It's very difficult in that corner. Sun's in the eyes.
I think you just tend to feel that Tonga's starting to struggle with the speed of this game. And Danny Walker's on the field now. He's the type of player that you put on when you want to speed the game up and really start to put some pressure on the big guys around the middle. He's on there now. Let's see him start running from acting half.
Now inside the final quarter of this game, and at the moment it's England's. It's this Tonga side, first of a 3-test series. Walker has a scamper, brings the big boys into play.
He's been really good since he's come on the field, McMeekin. His size, he's been able to meet fire with the opposition. So
Lewis with the kick in the backfield. Tonga take it.
Catch.
Hopawate got peppered and still came up with it. Well as this turn this time, but England are sniffing and scratching for everything. Defensively here, just over quarter of an hour to play in this first test.
England have been very disciplined in the second half. They haven't given them easy yardage or no penalties away for field position. They've got to work for the yardage, and as Robbie said, it looks as if it's affecting them a little bit in their fitness.
Kofusi on.
And you know what England are doing really well? They're still tackling in threes, which means they can dictate the speed of the play the ball. They're slowing it down. Tonga having to play at their speed, not the other way around.
Yeah, Katoa kicking from behind his line a lot of the time as well, so makes it difficult for the chase to get involved. So almost feeding the ball back to England, knowing that it's going to be defensive. Makinson comes through the crowd and ran into some considerable traffic there.
Who do you pick to run at? They're all giants.
Was that straight off the slip road onto the M25, wasn't it? That rush hour.
Look, I'd look for space.
Yeah, run at gaps, not big fellas ready to smash you. That's it. Spaces, not faces. Good job, somebody is paying attention. Bateman, was that a knock-on? Liam Moore allows play to continue. And that bounce pass finds Wellsby somehow. He's got a bit of a maze to tiptoe through. Last one here for England. That was
good defence by Tonga. England was set up well there. They had to make a decision. Up and in, disrupted the play.
And again, that's a great take under pressure.
Hopowate's been brilliant in the back.
Yeah, because King is very good under the high ball, isn't he?
He has been put under pressure a number of times and he's come up solidly.
Yeah, he's the salmon amongst this group. Toby King certainly can.
But this England, this white wall is absolutely working tirelessly. Yeah. They're brilliant.
No space afforded Kola that time. He had Olakawatu on his shoulder that time, but opted against that ball. He's just lingering on that right edge, really offering a threat, but he's not been overused so far. Kola Matangi out the back. Hopawate, oh, that one has been swiped. Tom Johnston! He's going to hit the accelerator and give England some daylight here in the this first test. 2 tries, Tom Johnston. 5 in 2 games for England. It's all going their way here in St Helens. They're in the box seat now.
No, we were talking about, I think Christian Wolf will be really disappointed with that. There was nothing really on. It just needed someone to take the sacrifice to say, you know what, I'm going to get my nose down and make a tackle. But they were pushing the pass. And when you try to create something out of nothing, that's when mistakes are made. Pushing the pass. Tom Johnston jumps upstream there, gets in amongst it, able to intercept. There was 2 hands on it. He jumps upstream there.
That's a poor pass. That's a poor pass by Albuquerque. I think he tries to miss out his centre onto the wing. And unfortunately, once this guy gets the ball in his hands, you are not catching him.
I think the one pass too long is that from Keon Kolomatangi. And I think he's run his blood to water today. Whereas there, he just needed to hold on to the ball, put his nose down, get a quick play of the ball and play off the back of it.
Yeah.
But this is the difference between the 2 teams. I think England have been dominating because they look slightly fitter. They've been able to deal with the conditions a little bit better. We talked about how they needed to starve Tonga on the ball. They've done exactly that. And Tonga have struggled with their fitness, which has made them struggle with their discipline. Poor decision passing, giving away back-to-back sets.
I think it was poor decision pass, but also, you know, the weight of the pass was wrong. It was a very quick pass. I thought he was looking to miss out the centre, but unfortunately lost control, and Johnston scoops.
Well, they came down that side, and England just had them for numbers as well. We were man for man. That's not the time to pass the ball to the winger. That's not the time to get it out there. The time is just like, okay, let's get our nose down, let's build a foundation and go once again.
Stay focused now, boys.
But that comes when you're under fatigue, when you're under a little bit of pressure, that comes.
That's 2 scores now. A little bit of daylight between the 2 sides.
So Harry Smith missed his last one. This is a little more simple. Tom Johnston giving him an angle with his finish under the post. Harry Smith strokes it through.
Look, be under no illusion, there will be a response. There's, in this Tongan team, you've got probably a handful of the best players on the planet, top 20 players on the planet. Expect a response.
Just a word for Tom Johnston as well. 2 ACLs he's battled back from. He's still got that pace. He's still sharp as attack. Great season for Catalan down in the south of France. It looks as though that has been the reviving factor for him. And now he's back on the test scene too. England with an advantage, 10 points in it then. Little over 10 to play in this first test.
I think Robbie touched on it. England's defence has been very, very good, and that pressure then, it just builds and you just do silly things, and that was one of those mistakes because they pushed the pass a little bit. Cost them 6 points.
Walker across the face, finds Radley. He keeps that ball moving now. Looking to have a dig through and maybe just put this game out of the reach of their opponents as Matty Lee's stalking run from him. Taken down that time by Kolomatangi. On into backfield, McMeekin has made way for Matty Lee's, the aforementioned. There's Tonga. They just seem to have lost a bit of shape. You can almost throw a blanket over them, couldn't you?
They have, yeah.
There'll be a number of these players that actually weren't involved in the playoffs in the NRL down under, so they'll be using this game definitely as a way of getting a little bit of match fitness back underneath their belts.
Yeah, that's the first.
That plays a big part.
First hand up they've been given Tonga by England. Another set.
Tialpa that time from Achin Harbour. Now here he comes. Oh, look, Owatu wreaking havoc, and he still hasn't been stopped. Oh, he's been told to go back and play it. Tackle clearly was called out.
Goal 2.
He was on the rampage, that's for sure. And Infanua Blake, almost as if he's been given a surge of energy by that.
Yeah, he's back on now, and Kafusi back on.
Well, they know that they need to score within the next 5-10 minutes if they're going to be in this game.
Oh, lovely pass up Owate. Twice got it all to do. He runs into Smith and Johnston, who haven't clocked off defensively. Here they come again. Oh, that was a bell ringer that time on Fotuwaika, and then equally so Victor Radley.
There's a horrible glare from the sun in that top right-hand corner. Right, they're coming the other side.
Into the corner. Johnson, if he takes this on the full, that will be a 7-tackle set and a tap on the 20.
I don't really understand. The sun is so strong on that side, and then they come this side.
Morgan Knowles. Welcome to our defensive line. Send Isaiah Katoa. And Felice Kofusi, who's been cooling his jets on the sideline. Back out now, dishing out some punishment.
England can't shut up shop here. They've got to put the pedal down. They've got to just chuck everything at Tonga.
Mikey Lewis again, almost. Oh, like an
he's
eel.
caused them some problems, hasn't he?
Yes, every time he's had the ball.
Yeah, the kind of offset of having big boys like Alakoatu and Moses Suli is that if you're nippy, you can get past them.
Oh, yeah.
Victor Radley, up the jumper from him. Now England are in the spot, 20 out. Walker, on to Smith. Wellesby, oh, he was collared that time, Penasini. Play on, says Liam Moore. That came off a Tongan hand, that'll be 0 tackle.
Good chance now, really put this game to bed.
Harry Smith, a little bit dicey in back play. Matty Lees, straining up here for England. One more score would certainly quell this. First test in the bag if they can get in here. Walker, Wellesby, out the back, Lewis. Lewis again, weaving his one. Makeson dumps the ball off.
Did well then. Stay in the field of play.
He created something out of nothing. If he just dummied. He was trying to share. Be greedy, Mikey.
Bateman tangles with the Tongans. Walker. Now Smith, who seems to have recovered from his earlier knock. Hands a no-look pass. Gets it away, Radley. Has to come back towards the middle and will he give himself up? No, he doesn't have to. Burgess opens up now for Burgess! Tom Burgess has been held up.
He thinks he's good. He thinks he's good. That's a confident finger in the air.
Well, Liam Moore is going to take this up to Van Vela. No try on field decision. We shall hear from the video ref.
He was running like a winger.
Okay, on the field we have a decision of no try. It's held up, so we have a tight-in look, please. Ball's in his right hand, it's still up at that point, it's still up, still up in the air. Let's go on from here and keep it going on there. I just want to make sure he doesn't get it down at the other side, because we'll lose it there. So it's not down, it's still in possession. He still keeps possession of the ball and he doesn't get it down when it goes over the other side. Thank you, I've now made my decision.
So Liam Moore just awaiting what we know, which is that the score has been chalked off, held up. Cracking defensive effort from Tonga because he's some boy to stop.
I thought he was over.
You have to be the size of Homole Olakoatu just to hold him up. I mean, I can understand why Tom thought he had got the ball down. He puts the ball down actually on Olakoatu's knee there.
Still the threat lurks though for England. They have a chance. It's not over yet for the Tongans. Last one. Bradley's there. Burgess there. Out the back is Smith. Smith draw ball to Whitehead. That's just a case of turning the ball over down to their end, isn't it?
That's all right, you know. The clock's their friend now.
You ask every coach, Sean Wayne, if we could start the set 5 meters from their try line, would you be happy with that? Yes, every day of the week, and that's exactly what they've done. Just run it out, play fast, big defense, and run the clock out.
That time with the play of the ball, Kohler runs down a cul-de-sac, it's fair to say. Muscular cul-de-sac. You have to start thinking about your player of the match nominees and choices. And the boot bin come loose somewhere in the midst of all that. Matangi. Oh, Matangi almost poked his nose through. That's Penasini to Katoa. Fanua Blake onto Kofusi. Ball movement from Tonga, but England just sliding across and cutting things down. Booted downfield. Fielded by Wellesby. Toby King to return it for England. Error free. Rugby league from here, and it's their test. So,
I think it's been a very controlled performance in the second half by England. They put the pressure on them defensively, they've given that up. Oops, someone's got the cramp.
Yeah, it's a bit painful, Harry Newman, doesn't it? And he just seemed to stop in his tracks, and thankfully it's nothing worse than that for a player who's had his injury issues this season. Danny Walker with a bit of second phase, loves to play off that. Burgess brought into the traffic by a little pop pass.
He's made a difference as well since coming on, Burgess.
Smith, little ball out towards Whitehead, flings an offload, it's brought in by Radley and Wellsby. Almost got in each other's way there.
It was on. Victor Radley just saw Wellsby moving at speed, it was on.
Tonga haven't put the cue in the rack, they haven't given up on this yet. Time against them, as we were saying. But at the moment, they are still throwing plenty at it here. Olakau'atu dealt with that time by those in white. Kaufusi shuddering contact again, Jiffy.
Yes, look at them, they're just piling into the Tongans now. They look tired.
Blake takes it into contact, drifted back on the inside for Kola, and that's a really good run. England deal with it. With a little bit more of that variation. Fanua Blake. Now Lolohea. Won't be playing on cloying pitches like this every week in the NRL. Sully had that beaten out of his hands. Set restart here.
Mikey Lewis had a steal there.
So Olakau'atu will play it, 25 out. Taking in Kotoa out the back. Oh, here comes Fanua Blake. Tonga rallying at the back end here. 10 points down. We saw what happened in Auckland back in 2017.
I think they've got to score here.
Katoa, Fanua Blake, Lolohea, now they've got some shape. Here they come, Sully gets it wide, and what a finish that is! What a finish that is from Kola! And that is a score that really puts the cat amongst the pigeons here.
Well, it makes it interesting now, doesn't it? We said they had to score on that play, drop any opportunity. Now they'll get the ball back.
Talatau Kola dives in at the corner.
Brilliant play. There's the steal, Mikey Lewis. Picked up, and they create the open up on the left-hand side. But still a lot to do. Just watch. Fanua Blake's made such a difference since coming on this game. There's a long pass. Hopewati's been brilliant. Lovely, lovely quick pass. That's a great finish. Jack Wellsby was all over him.
Now Moses Sully deserves credit for that. Olakau'atu deserves credit for the initial
brilliant pass
forward. What a ball.
Take and give. Moses Sully. Big kick this.
So Katoa from the sideline to keep this test alive.
Oh,
and he does.
Here we go.
For 2 minutes. They'll get the ball back here. Unless England go for something special. And it's going to be a nerve-shredding 2 minutes.
It is going to be. It was going to be a very, very comfortable last couple of minutes, but no, it is on.
Christian Wolf is normally ice cool, isn't he? He's on his feet, he's animated. This is what it means.
One set they've got there, one set.
England looked like they had it in the back. The Tongans are ransacking that right now. Just under 2 to go, and the player of the match, Jonathan Davis.
Well, I think, you know, Harry Smith has played well, Victor Radley, Fanua Blake, but I think every time he's had the ball, he's been dangerous. So, our man of the match, Mikey Lewis.
So, player of the match, Mikey Lewis. Whether this will be a draw, a win, or a defeat, it's still not quite out of the question yet.
Unless Fanua Blake scores 80 yards now and scores, I'm going to give it back to him then.
Yeah, he's probably got every right to go and snatch it off him, hasn't he, if he does that. Final moments then. Tonga, slow
6
run.
again.
Oh, and that has bitten England there, trying to slow things down. And it has bitten them on the backside. Fotuaika that time, wrestling at the play of the ball, sipping out of Atinar. Goes Chialpa. Tonga time against them. Just over a minute.
Well, they know this is it, isn't it?
Kafusi. Out of the back, Kotoa. Taken down that time by Whitehead.
Great tackle.
Kalamatangi poised to hit that short side. Hopawate, look for support, nothing. Still a couple of tackles left here. Toa, 30 out.
Here we go.
Katoa. Now Fotuaika, Lolaheg works it wide. Olakawatu, he flings it to Suni. It bounces loose.
That is it.
And England's players embrace. Because I think they know now that this test, which has gone right to the wire, is theirs now. Finally, they can breathe a sigh, and it has gone.
They had to throw caution to the wind there. Again, one of those passes that just goes to ground. What a test match, though. I think England just deserved to win on the second half performance. They had total control in the second half.
Job done for Sean Wayne in the first test here against Tonga. History has been made. The first Pacific nation, Tier 2 nation, to tour these shores. They have brought a proper test match for this England side. And England have responded. A thriller which went right to the wire. A first-class affair.
Yeah, great test match, you know. It's a great start to the series, but as we thought, very, very tight game. Could have gone right to the wire, but I think England just deserve it. Now, looking forward to the next two tests. We know what's in front of us.
Yeah, two huge tests to come. England have won this one, 22-18, and the two-try scorer, Tom Johnston, is with Robbie Hunter-Paul.